The national anthem of the Republic of Colombia, belted out with pride in Melbourne. Now, the Jamaican anthem. Jamaica, land we love.
Please remain standing if you are able for the national anthem of Jamaica.
This is a second game in succession here at this stadium in Melbourne for the Jamaicans. Colombia against Jamaica, live on BBC 5 Live Sports Extra, the last 16 of the Women's World Cup. Very much looking forward to watching this game alongside Gilly Flaherty. Gilly, two teams that have impressed us in the group stages, and that extra teasing element that we know the winner of this one plays England in the quarters.
Yeah, what a huge incentive as well, to know that you'll be facing the European champions in the quarter-final. Obviously, they're both going to know that they need to get through this game first and foremost. But yeah, it'd be interesting because you got Colombia have had big results. Obviously beat Korea 2-0, beat Germany 2-1. Obviously then disappointing to lose to Morocco 1-0 in the group. And then Jamaica, who obviously held Brazil and France to 0-0 draws. They've been solid defensively. For me, I worry a little bit just about scoring goals though. But yeah, it'll be an exciting game today.
Colombia wearing their change strip. Navy blue with a splash of purple, Jamaica in yellow and green. The only previous meeting between these nations came at the 2018 Central American and Caribbean Games that was on Colombian soil. Jamaica won that match 2-1 in the group stages. This is much greater jeopardy now, the knockout rounds of the Women's World Cup. The on-field officials this evening led by Australian referee Kate Jasowitz, as the captains go through the formalities of the coin toss on the halfway line. This is the first time a Women's World Cup has been co-hosted. New Zealand eliminated in the group stages. Yesterday we saw Australia book their place in the quarterfinals by beating Denmark. And we will find out if Colombia or Jamaica will be making their way through. The last of the last 16 games, France against Morocco, coming up later on, 12 noon UK time today. Well, Colombia are without their left-back, Manuel Venegas, due to suspension. It's interesting that they bring in 18-year-old Ana Maria Guman. That's the replacement. It's her first appearance at this World Cup, her first competitive appearance for her country. Two changes from the last game against Morocco. The other alteration in midfield, Daniela Montoya, replaced by Diana Ospina. For Jamaica, well, their starting 11 sees two changes from the team that started against Brazil last time out. Both changes in midfield. Trudy Carter and Kiki Van Zanten come in for Atlanta Primus and Shayna Matthews. This is only Colombia's second ever knockout appearance at a Women's World Cup. It is Jamaica's first. One of these sides will be going home. One will make their way to Sydney for the quarter-final against England on Saturday. Whichever team goes through, it will be their first ever quarter-final of a Women's World Cup. It is 6 p.m. local time in Melbourne. It is 3 a.m. in both Bogota, Colombia and in Kingston, Jamaica. These two nations being cheered on from afar by support that has had to get up in the middle of the night, but no one wants to miss this. Huge Colombian support, especially inside the stadium as we prepare for kickoff. Jamaica will get things started, playing from right to left as we look down. The Jamaicans, who've become the first ever Caribbean side to qualify for the knockout stages of a Women's World Cup. They finished second in Group H behind France. Remarkably, Jamaica, the only team at this World Cup that have yet to concede a goal. They've the two Swaby sisters at centre-half, Alison Swaby and Chantel Swaby. And here they come on their first attack. Jodie Brown to the left-hand side. Trudy Carter loses possession on the edge of the penalty area. Cheers to the Colombian fans as they get their first touch of the ball. It's going to be very interesting, Gilly, to see how this game settles down.
Yeah, most definitely. I think you see it yesterday in the Denmark-Australia game. That was a fast start. You're expecting the similar here now. Both teams trying to suss each other out.
Colombia trying to come forward with Caicedo of Real Madrid, Linda Caicedo. She's now started all 4 games of this tournament, but can't progress any closer to the Jamaican penalty area. Becky Spencer, the Tottenham goalkeeper, 10th cap for her. As Jamaica clear away with Denisha Blackwood down the left-hand side. A ball in front of Katja Shaw, the Manchester City forward, has just got this phenomenal goal-scoring record at club level and especially at international level. It's been absolutely stellar, the goal-scoring record of Shaw.
Yeah, she's a fantastic centre forward. Obviously played against her several times throughout my career. Obviously while she's been at Man City, she's a threat. She's hard to deal with. No, she's physically strong and she's a great finisher.
Shaw, who got 31 goals in 30 appearances for Manchester City this past season. Throw in to Jamaica down the left-hand side. And this is about 5 yards from the corner flag that they attack. A long throw into the penalty area. Shaw tries to control with the back to goal. Jodie Brown comes in and takes the first attempted goal of the game, but she can't get it down on target. It fizzes high and it fizzes wide for Jodie Brown, who has got 13 international goals in the past. That's the first chance of the game. Colombia 0, Jamaica 0.
Yeah, and what Bunny Shaw does, Khadija Shaw does really well, she holds the ball up, and it's very difficult for a defender to be able to see around her. She uses her body so well, she blocks the play and does a great set there. Some forwards might have tried to spin there and take it on themselves.
2.5 minutes played at the rectangular stadium in Melbourne. It's been dry all day, but it is chilly in the depths of the Australian winter. And is battling for possession in the midfield. Lisi Santos of Atletico Madrid showing a combative side. Colombia number 10. Throw in to the South Americans. Left-hand side, Ana Maria Gumenu looks like a schoolgirl, doesn't she? So fresh-faced, turned 18 only in June. Here she is on the really big stage and attacking down the left-hand side now is Caicedo. Support behind from Guman. Right foot across into the centre is good. Controlled on the chest by Mayra Ramirez, but she dragged herself away from goal. She's done well to turn it around. Chance to cross on the right-hand side. Ospina's delivery into a busy penalty area, and Jamaica, through sheer weight of numbers, get it away. That's been Colombia's first attack of the game. 4 minutes played in Melbourne, and a free kick may be coming for Colombia just outside the penalty area. Challenge on Linda Caicedo by Tierney Wilshire, the Houston Dash defender.
Yeah, Linda Caicedo there does really well. I mean, she's got such tricky feet. I mean, she's unlucky there not to get a free kick, but I think she goes down a little bit too easily at the beginning. But yeah, she's one player that Jamaica have to watch out for today.
Referee blows the whistle again. This time it's Catalina Uzme who's gone down, another with a phenomenal goal-scoring record, the number 11. Scored a penalty against Korea in the opening game of this tournament for the Colombians. Slow to get back to her feet, having clearly been caught in a challenge there. It was a throw-in taken by Guman. Maybe a trod on her ankle, something like that on Uzme. It didn't look particularly serious from Tierney Wilshire. Maybe just the way her knee is twisted, but she's down, she's holding her ankle, and Catalina Uzme appears to be in some distress here.
Yeah, I think it's just potentially the top 2 studs of Wiltshire boot catches her on her right ankle, makes her foot come out of her boot, But yeah, she does seem to be in a little bit of pain, but they're not nice, those ones either, down the back of the Achilles.
Well, the Jamaican supporters will make themselves heard, but there is no doubt that the noise and the colour inside the Melbourne Rectangular Stadium is coming from the Colombian supporters. Usme's back on her feet, she's wincing as she hobbles and jogs and makes her way back into position as the game gets back underway. Becky Spencer's clearance for Jamaica up over the halfway line. There's a header by Vianne Sampson, the Hearts defender, plays her club football in Scotland. And then an attack down the left-hand side by Trudy Carter, but she can't quite get into the penalty area as the ball is shepherded out of play by Carolina Arias. And that is a goal kick to Colombia away to the left-hand side. Colombia 0, Jamaica 0 in this early kick-off UK time in the last 16 of the Women's World Cup.
It's been a positive start, hasn't it? You know, both teams seem lively. There don't seem to be any fear either from either side.
Jamaica, who've already been involved in 2 0-0 draws at this tournament. It was scoreless against France, scoreless against Brazil, 2 attacking teams, and just shows their defensive resilience. Here is Shaw on the edge of the penalty area, going down. I think she was looking for the free kick there. Down under her own momentum. Flag is raised as the loose ball fell for... apologies, it was... loose ball fell for Van Zanten there as she was in an offside position. We're seeing replays of the challenge on Khadija Shaw. It was right on the edge of the penalty area, but the referee, who was directly behind it, about 4 paces behind it, said no foul and play on. Still going to be a delay here, another injury treatment required in the early stages of this game in Melbourne. 0-0. Shaw back up on her feet. Jamaica's all-time leading appearance maker and goal scorer, named the CONCACAF Female Player of the Year for 2022. Nelson Abeda, the Colombian head coach, looking on, led his team to the runners-up position of the Copa America last year. They were beaten by Brazil by 1-0 in the final. The player who's down is Diana Ospina. She was the Colombian who tackled Khadija Shaw on the edge of the penalty area there, and she hurt herself in the process. Her knee seemed to slide along the turf in the tackle, and maybe she's gone down awkwardly on it. Ospina back up on her feet. Colombia hoping that they can get her back into the thick of the action as soon as possible.
Yeah, at first I wasn't too sure if she got body checked from Shaw. But yeah, you've just seen, obviously, we were able to see the replays. She catches her left leg underneath her body when she does a slide. But it's good to see her up and walking, and hopefully we'll see her back on the pitch.
So temporarily, Colombia down to 10. Play will resume with the clearance. And a free kick, Ana Maria Guman. Plays her club football in Colombia. Thrust into the limelight because of the suspension of Manuel Vanegas, who was sent off against France. And some nerves on display for the teenager. She's booted the free kick directly out of play. That does allow Diana Ospina to return immediately, though, and get back into the heart of the midfield. Throw in for the Jamaicans. Thierry Wilshere takes in her 12th cap. Player who's born in the USA. You look across the Jamaican squad, many of them were born in America, many born in England, and some who've represented those nations at underage level. In the middle of the midfield, Diane Simpson loses possession briefly, but it's won back again by Drew Spence. Spence, the Tottenham Hotspur player, former Chelsea midfielder. You can see time and time again the Jamaicans trying to get it up to Khadija Shaw, who's done well to hold up possession here and play it in field. Possession back on the halfway line, and a late challenge came in on Khadija Shaw there, and she's gone down again, Julie.
Yeah, I think she's going to have a difficult game today, Shaw, because I think when you see in this first 10 minutes or so, every time she gets the ball, she's got 3 or 4 Colombian players around her. So I think she's going to find it frustrating today. We've
seen some rough challenges from the Colombians. They don't take prisoners. You might remember the story before the tournament. Republic of Ireland played Colombia in a warm-up friendly, and they felt the Colombians were being so rough and committing so many fouls, they actually walked off the pitch. That game was never finished. So the Colombians have a bit of a reputation for this, and we're seeing evidence of it here in the early stages.
Yeah, I do think though Jamaica will be up for the match, you know, the same test. But yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure there was much in that when I was just watching it back there, but I just think in regards to Shaw, she's going to be around 3 or 4 players every time she gets the ball, so she's going to have to do something different today. She's going to have to mix it up, she's going to have to get it and set it and move the ball again.
Teacher Shaw, who's well used to being a marked player. Colombians put the ball back out of play again, returning possession to their Jamaican opponents after the ball had been put out of play for that injury. Shaw back on the pitch. Manchester City's player of the year this past season. Throw in by Carolina Arias, right hand side for the Colombians. One back in the middle of the midfield for Jamaica. Immediately they try to distribute it up towards Shaw again. It comes off her shoulder. Doesn't quite run for Linda Caicedo. Good covering by Tierney Wiltshire. And the ball goes out of play for a throw in just down below. 11 minutes played. Colombia 0, Jamaica 0. Coming up later on, we've got commentary of France against Morocco, 12 noon on BBC Radio 5 Sports Extra. Winner of that game, the French-Moroccan game, will take on the host Australia in the other quarter-final. Maya Ramirez, right-hand side for Colombia, brings it over the halfway line, but out of play off a defender. And that will be a throw into Colombia, who've moved into their opponent's territory. Colombia, who are now the second South American team to reach the knockout stages of 2 Women's World Cups. Brazil, the only other team from that continent who've done it in the past. Brazil, by the way, the only South American nation to ever win a knockout game at a Women's World Cup. And Colombia hoping to join them in that regard this evening in Melbourne. Here's Ramirez. Clever ball on the right-hand side to Caicedo. Big vocal roar from the Colombian fans as they enter the final third, but strong, rugged defending from Jamaica gets it away. Jodie Brown did very well there. Gets it back again from Shaw. Blackwood under pressure from Ramirez, plays it infield to Chantel Swaby, and Jamaica look back under control again. Gilly Flaherty.
It's been a tasty 12 minutes or so. It's been, you see these, when the ball gets past, players are leaving a little foot in. I mean, Linda Caicedo, she does really well in the top right-hand corner. Great feet. But even that, when they lose the ball, they get around it again for the seconds.
Jamaica had possession midway inside their own half. They've lost the ball. Tackles flying in all over the places. Jocelyn Carabaili plays it back to the goalkeeper, Catalina Perez. Colombia come and build from the back. Attempted pass over the halfway line. Cannons off by Ann Simpson. Jamaica battling for possession right on the halfway line. Ball goes out of play for a throw-in. Tanisha Blackwood, 29th cap for her. Tierney Wiltshire will take the throw-in. Flick-on header by Khadija Shaw. Possession straight back to Caraballi, who attempt to clear up to the halfway line, doesn't get very far, and Jamaica regain possession once again. Drew Spence, born in England. Chantel Swaby up to the halfway line, left-hand side for Jamaica. Direct ball towards Khadija Shaw. Time and time again, Jamaica trying to get possession up to their superstar striker. Linda Caicedo for Colombia, left-hand side. Colombians playing from left to right as we look down in the navy and purple strip with the yellow shorts and the dark socks. Caraballi puts her foot underneath the ball and scoops it over the halfway line. It's an accurate pass to Uzme, who's shaken off the ill effects of that challenge earlier on. Here's Ospina, another who's been down for injury treatment. Just seemed to run out of puff as she tried to swing the boot at the end of the shot. Strong surging run, but couldn't get any strength into the delivery of the shot, and it's comfortably saved by Spencer.
Yeah, really good play from Colombia as well, but what Jamaica have to be worried about is Blackwood really got drawn into the middle, leaving so much space on the right-hand side for Colombia to attack, which they went down that side, so they've just got to be careful they don't get drawn to the ball.
Colombia have been something of a surprise team at this tournament. They have really wowed the viewing audiences with their skills and their determination. Mayra Ramirez wins a throw-in off Trudy Carter, right-hand side as the Colombians come forward. Quarter of an hour into the game, no goals in Melbourne. Last 16 of the Women's World Cup, BBC Radio 5 Sports Extra. Ball is cleared away by Denisha Blackwood. Last touch comes off Diana Ospina, and that will be a throw to the Jamaicans. Their coach Lorne Donaldson looking on. He's been in the job for just over a year. Former Jamaican international himself. Blackwood, who is one of the players carrying a yellow card into this last 16 match. Denisha Blackwood, the left back for Jamaica. If she was to pick up another caution in this game tonight, she would miss a potential quarter-final. The same goes for Chyna Matthew and for Primus, both of whom are on the bench. Miscued clearance by Becky Spencer allows Colombia to remain on the attack. Spencer, who was named in an England senior squad under Mark Sampson in the past, but didn't feature. Played underage for England, but now very much senior international for Jamaica. Here come the Jamaicans. Drew Spence, middle of the midfield. Plays it out to the right-hand side. Can't pick out Tilly Wiltshire, though. The ball goes for a throw-in to Colombia. Daniela Arias, back playing her club football in Colombia after a spell in Mexico. Plays it right-footed straight down the centre of the pitch, and Alison Swaby with a comfortable header for Jamaica. His sister, Chantel Swaby. See what she was trying to do, wanted to play it out to the left-hand side, and Trudy Carter. The pass is intercepted. Colombia aren't able to hold on to possession, and Becky Spencer comes sliding out to the edge of her penalty area and picks up possession for Jamaica. Bowls it out underarm to Alison Swaby. Swaby, who was named the Jamaican Football Federation Player of the Year for 2021. And as the Jamaicans just play it back to the goalkeeper, these boos and shrill whistles you can hear in the air is for the Colombian fans who feel Jamaica are being negative. I don't think it'll change the mindset of the Caribbean side, though. They've got this far in the tournament by being very conservative at the back.
Yeah, I think they're just looking after the ball, they're taking care of it. You know, if nothing's on, just go back around, work it round the other way and wait for something to open up.
Khadija Shaw with a heavy touch just over the halfway line, unable to control it. Denisha Blackwood does her best to keep the ball in play, but the last touch comes off Catalina Uzme, and that's a throw in to Jamaica on the left-hand side. Blackwood, who's got very striking hairdo, short, bright pink. Ball is well kept in play by Carolina Arias, supported by Diana Ospina. The Colombians come over the halfway line with a long ball in front of Caicedo, cut out by Tierney Wilshire. Alison Swaby has it for Jamaica on the edge of the penalty area, and right-footed she plays it up over the halfway line. Shaw takes it down on her chest, three opponents around her, tries to scoop it away from trouble but loses her own balance. Chance for Colombia to come forward with Lacey Santos. Good challenge comes in on her, though. And the ball is won back by Kiki Van Zanten, the attacking player who's back helping out the midfield on that occasion. 64th cap this evening for Lacey Santos, who plays her club football in Spain. Swaby's beaten by the bounce. Opportunity here for Ramirez, edge of the penalty area, good challenge, and Wilshire comes away with possession. Onto Jodie Brown, who goes to university in Florida and plays her club football there in the United States. And again, a boot left in, Colombian boot. Left in causes an injury to Wilshire. Not sure she's going to need treatment, but the referee has held up play. It's been a physical battle so far.
It has, and there's been no yellow cards, which I'm surprised about with the way the tempo has been, the intensity. Jamaica just a little bit too slow on the ball, though. You need to move the ball quickly, because when they have it, Colombia around there press them, and when they press, they do press hard.
Almost 20 minutes played. 0-0 in Melbourne, the Women's World Cup of the BBC. Free kick to Jamaica on the edge of their own penalty area. Tierney Wilshire, the player fouled once again, the right back, the number 19. Colombia, who were eliminated in the group stage in 2011, They reached the last 16 in 2015. They lost to the eventual winners, USA, that year. Colombians have never been further than that. Daniela Arias sticking like glue to Khadija Shaw as they wait for this free kick to be taken. Played by Becky Spencer, the Jamaican goalkeeper, wearing all red, deep into Colombian territory. Good turn by Jody Brown, tries to get onto the return that ricocheted back towards her, but unable to do so. Arias will go long for Colombia, cut out by Darisha Blackwood at left back for Jamaica. Trudy Carter battles for possession and does well. Returns it to Blackwood, that'll drag back to herself. The Jamaicans trying to play some technical stuff, but running out of space, and the ball goes out for a Colombian throw. Yeah,
I think Blackwood's getting a little bit frustrated as well in this left back position, because as soon as she's getting the ball, she's not able to face up because Colombia are pressing her. I think she's looking for a free kick, but they need to move the ball quick and they need to expect that press.
Colombia 0, Jamaica 0. Trudy Carter is the latest player to go down, holding her face against a very aggressive Colombian opponent. But here come the Nigerians again, the Jamaicans again, with Drew Spence, and the referee blows the whistle. And I think she's coming over because of the severity of the injury here to Trudy Carter. Play it continue. The Colombians aren't happy. They had possession, and the referee deciding to hold it up. Now, it is a head injury. It's the ball that struck her in the face. And the referees these days obliged for any head injury to hold up play so the player can get some treatment.
Yeah, and if that was me, and I mean, if she's on my team, then yeah, I'd say get the treatment. But where she's on the line, if I'm playing against her, I think I'd roll her off the pitch. Say, play on, come on.
Midway through the first half, this break in play for injury treatment to Trudy Carter allows both teams to have a little time out. The coaches can bring the players over and have a word. Cold temperatures in Melbourne, but a game that's been played at a ferocious pace so far. Linda Caicedo, who scored against Korea and Germany, and Colombia's opening 2 games of this World Cup. The first teenager to score a goal at the tournament. She's been lively in the opening stages of this game. We're midway through the first half. Carter still receiving treatment from that blow to the face. Prior to this tournament, Colombia had only ever won a single Women's World Cup game in the past. If they can produce a performance here, they can be going through to the quarter-finals of the World Cup. Carter still receiving treatment close to the sidelines as we wait for play to get back underway. Reminder that France against Morocco comes up 12 noon UK time here on 5 Live Sports Extra. Winner of that one plays Australia in the quarter-finals. We are back underway. Colombia in possession. Linda Caicedo loses the ball though midway inside Jamaican territory. Danisha Blackwood's left-footed clearance up of the halfway line, looking for Shaw, bounces away from her. No chances taken by Carabali. Nothing fancy, just puts it out of play for a throw into Jamaica. Chile.
I do worry a little bit about Shaw, because I think she does get really frustrated, and you've seen a couple of times a few little off the ball incidents where with VAR now, we see yesterday with Lauren James, you can't get away with doing stuff off the ball anymore. So I do worry that we've seen it in previous games, her discipline that she's been punished for. Jamaica can't afford to not have her on the pitch today.
Chantel Swaby has come up from centre half to take this attacking throw in. She's leaning back against the advertising boards, trying to get as long a run up as she can to send this into the penalty area. There's not a huge amount of space between the boards and the pitch. She takes it short, back to Danisha Blackwood, onto Chantel Swaby once again. Swaby, who turned 25 on Sunday. Ball infield towards Trudy Carter. Referee blows the whistle. There's been a foul on Carolina Arias. Free kick to Colombia, right full-back position for the South Americans, and still 0-0 in Melbourne. There was a nice turn by Chantel Swaby there. Good skills from the tall central defender, but then an outstretched leg, and no doubt that Trudy Carter, who was the player who'd received the blow to the face a moment ago, doling out some treatment to Carolina Arias there.
Yeah, another one that's down the shin. The Colombians are not happy with. They do sting, they do hurt. But I'm a bit thinking, if Swaby's got a long throw, you put the ball in the box. You know, she goes up to take it and then she goes short anyway. But use it to the strength and use your advantages.
Reminder that one way or the other we get an outcome, even if it needs extra time, even if it needs a penalty shootout. We've had a few dramatic shootouts already in this last 16. Colombia have never been involved in a Women's World Cup penalty shootout. Jamaica, well, the last competitive one they were involved in was against Panama, and they managed to win that. That was at the CONCACAF Championship a few years back, but all that drama could be in store as this game goes on. For the moment, 0-0 between Colombia and Jamaica. The Colombians with possession. Ospina sends it right-footed down the right channel, looking for Mayra Ramirez. The ball knocks out of play, throw in to Jamaica, left full-back position for them. Ramirez, who got 2 goals at last year's Copa America, started all 3 of the group games. Chantal Swaby hoping the ball was going to trickle out of play here. It didn't have the momentum to do that, and under pressure from Mayra Ramirez, she's had to have a touch to give Colombia an attacking throw-in down the right-hand side. Neither goalkeeper with a proper firm shot to save in the match so far. Arias up from right-back for Colombia, supported by Uzme. That's a good cross-in, well held on Becky Spencer. She had a decision to make there. She stood her ground, waited for the ball to come. The risk was that Lacey Santos running in front might have got a glancing header in front of her. Good judgment from Becky Spencer to trust that Santos wouldn't get a touch there.
Yeah, it's a great ball from Uzme as well. Very dangerous ball in the area. Becky Spencer, you do think that Santos was going to get a touch on it, but Becky Spencer's there to claim it behind, and she's safe hands.
Very difficult one for a goalkeeper there. Spencer doing well. But any touch at all from Lacey Santos, and it could have been 1-0 to the Colombians. Colombia beat Korea in their opening game, then they beat Germany. That was one of the upsets of the tournament, and those 2 victories assured their progression. They knew they were going through. They could afford to lose to Morocco in the final game, knowing that they would still progress. Header on the halfway line by Vian Sampson. Born in England, played underage for England. Been at Charlton and Arsenal the past. Joined Hearts in Scotland at the start of this past season. It's a good turn of the halfway line by Maya Ramirez. A lunge by Danisha Blackwood to try and stop her, and that's deemed to be a foul. She didn't get any of the ball there, Blackwood. And the Colombians are screaming for a yellow card here as the referee comes over, and it's a stern warning, but Kate Yashowitz is not reaching for her pocket. No yellow card for Blackwood, who gets away with that.
I don't like that. I don't like it I didn't like it when I was playing. I don't like it that players try and get another player yellow carded or sent off. Blackwood's trying to recover. It is a late tackle. It is a late tackle, and it probably was worthy of a yellow. But at the same time, I don't like doing it all in the ref's face, especially not when I was a player and it concerned me.
Well, it's very much part of the national makeup to have broad gesticulation when you're Colombians. They do love to wave the arms around and to scream for decisions like that. And there was a whole host of imaginary yellows being waved in the face of the Australian referee there. You've seen the replay. It probably was a yellow card challenge, but they get away with it. Here comes the free kick. Uzme delivers it in. Goalkeeper again comes and does just enough. Ramirez tried to scoop a header in, and out came Becky Spencer. Brave goalkeeping to punch it away. It was Daniela Arias who was the closest to it. The central defender was up for the free kick. The marking was poor. She was allowed to go one-on-one with the goalkeeper there. Spencer, brave and strong, and needed to be. Still 0-0.
Yeah, Arias pulls off of Sampson far too easily there.
Uzme's going to take the corner. Becky Spencer, the Jamaican goalkeeper, under increasing pressure, wearing all red. We barely mentioned Catalina Perez down the other end. Spencer's been the busier keeper. Half an hour played in Melbourne. Rehearsed move as Uzme rolls it short and gets it back again, and then stabs in a really good delivery. Good punch away by Becky Spencer, diving out with her right fist. Good power on it too to remove the ball from the penalty area. Jamaica breathe a sigh of relief, but they're under increasing pressure now.
Yeah, they are. They're getting deeper as well, but Uzme's got great delivery. But Becky Spencer had to be brave there. A great punch. Clears it enough that it clears the whole box.
Throw in for Jamaica, left full back position. Blackwood comes across to take. Tanisha Blackwood, who's played every minute of this tournament so far for the Jamaicans. She's going to leave the throw in here for Chantal Swaby, who'll come across. Swaby, who won a league title with Rangers a year ago, moved to France then at the start of this past season. And again, after the big run-up, gives just a little short throw and doesn't go very far at all. Ball cleared away by Alison Swaby that time, up to the halfway line. Jodie Brown controlling it, but runs away from her. Chance for Colombia to come on the attack now. Ousmane dropping deep, plays it high towards the D of the penalty area. Good leap by Alison Swaby to win the header. Hasn't gone very far though, and here come Colombia again. Lacey Santos tries a shot from outside the penalty area. Too many bodies in the way. Ramirez hustles to hold on to possession for the South Americans, who have it with Carolina Arias on the right-hand side. And when they try to come down that wing, Tanisha Blackwood puts it out for a throw into Colombia, who are definitely on top of the moment.
Yeah, Colombia are on top. They're in the front foot. Jamaica dropping deeper and deeper. They need to get out though quicker to the second balls, the second phases.
Here go Colombia again. Carolina Arias, corner edge of the penalty area, right-hand side. She rolled a through ball that she hoped Mayra Ramirez was going to run onto. Ramirez was not on the same wavelength. Thumbs up from Carolina Arias as she runs back into position at right back. But that Colombian attack peters out in the end. So how do Jamaica turn the tide here? They've been so good at absorbing pressure so far in the tournament. Their defence remaining rigid. Becky Spencer's been very confident, not the tallest goalkeeper of the tournament, but very assured, coming out and using her fists and punching the ball away. How much of this pressure can the Jamaicans resist? Goalkeeper's clearance up over the halfway line, headed by Lorena Bedoya, out to play for a throw into Jamaica on the left-hand side. It'll be interesting to see if they can hold on to the ball inside their opponent's half for a little bit here. Blackwood takes the throw to Khadija Shaw, the star centre forward. Again, a challenge comes in. She goes down under it. Colombian, I think it was Bedoya, has hurt herself as much as anything. Shaw with a shrug of the shoulders says, I didn't do anything wrong there. But she did catch. It was Lacey Santos as Shaw swung her right boot to try and kick the ball. She does follow through onto a standing foot of Santos, and that can be painful when your foot is anchored into the turf. Santos back up on her feet. No free kick, throw into Jamaica on the left-hand side. Colombia 0, Jamaica 0 in the last 16 of the Women's World Cup. This is live from Melbourne. Jodie Brown tries to head the ball infield and bring it with her. Daniela Arias clears her way up to the halfway line. Uncertain header by Alison Swaby. It goes backwards. Her sister Chantal Swaby is sweeping in behind and is a bit more assured. Drew Spence battles for possession. It goes out of play. Throw into Colombia. Left-hand side of the pitch for them, still 0-0.
Just watching Shaw, I think what I'm noticing is that as soon as she's getting the ball, she's waiting to get a touch from behind and is trying to win a free kick for Jamaica. I'm guessing to get them higher up the pitch, but she doesn't need to do that. Play your game. You know, you're strong. You're a strong player. You're able to bring players in, but you need to hold the ball up.
Blackwood with an interception near the halfway line, but she's unable to spring a counter-attack. Carolina Arias recovered well. Ball goes out of play. Both teams claiming it. The referee, helped by the assistant, decides it'll be a Colombian throw. Right full-back position for them. Carolina Arias takes it. There's two Ariases in the Colombian team. Carolina Arias at right back. Daniela Arias is the left-sided central defender. Here's the teenager, Ana Maria Guman, at left back into Daniela Arias. Now, Jorlin Carabali plays her club football in Brazil with Atletico Mineiro. Colombians playing it across the back four. Pass that's a bit firmly struck for Ana Maria Guman, and the teenager can't control it, and needlessly possession is given back to Jamaica. They've got to throw in midway inside their opponent's half. Right hand side, forward comes Tierney Wilshire up from right back. Takes the throw, picks out Jodie Brown, level with the edge of the penalty area, challenged by Daniela Arias. Slowly but surely Jamaica are making strides up the field here, and they've got to throw it inside the final third. Now what's happening here? There's a player down injured. The referee's just holding up play and getting some treatment on. It's Alison Swaby, and I think she's got a problem with her laces here. That's the signal to the bench. She might have a broken shoelace. And again, that hasn't gone down well with the Colombian supporters, who feel this is an unnecessary hold-up of play and attempt to stunt their progress.
You can see Becky Spencer's running over to the bench saying she needs tape for her boots. A lot of confused faces as in what's obviously going on with her. But yeah, Colombian fans, players are not happy. Don't know if they see it as potential time wasting, but it all gets added on anyway.
Yes, that's it. 10 minutes of regulation time to go until the break in Melbourne. Throw in to Jamaica, who've not had much of an attacking threat in the game. They've struggled to produce opportunities for Van Zanten and Shaw, their two attackers. And they don't provide any threat here on this occasion. The ball back out of play, and this time a Colombian throw-in. Left full-back position for them. The dominant colour inside the stadium is yellow. Colombia wearing their away strip down on the pitch, but supporters of both teams decked out in so much canary yellow around the rectangular stadium in Melbourne. Capacity of around 30,000. Throw in for Ana Maria Guman, left-hand side for the Colombians. Picks out Maya Ramirez. Challenged in the midfield by Drew Spence. Ball goes out of play for a throw into Colombia. Ramirez has been lively. Tall number 9. Throw it is towards her again. Controls in her stomach. Tries to spin away from Drew Spence. That's a brilliant turn. Ramirez, can she deliver the cross now? Tries with the outside of the right boot. She's caught late by a challenge. Well, the ball's gone out for a corner anyway. Wilshire seemed to catch her. It's outside the penalty area. And Ramirez appealing to the referee. More imaginary yellow cards there, but it's going to be a corner to the Colombians.
It's a great tackle by Wiltshire. I think she's backing up Drew Spence, who got boshed off the ball a little bit by Ramirez, but Wiltshire, great tackle from a defender. That's a 10 out of 10 for me.
25-year-old Tony Wiltshire now defending to do for this Jamaican defence. Santos stands over the corner for Colombia, raises her right hand as a signal. It's a rehearsed move again. Rolled short to Caicedo, back out to Santos. Attempted cross hits Blackwood, and that ricochets for another corner to Colombia, again on the left-hand side, and the clock ticks on. 7 or 8 minutes now of normal time to go until the break. Lacey Santos places the ball again. Diminutive player, scans the busy penalty area looking for options. Spencer, the goalkeeper, standing with both arms in the air, knowing that she's going to be impeded as this comes in. Santos with the delivery. It is an in-swinger. Attempted flick on at the front post. Drew Spence jumps but can't get any purchase on it. Chance! And a swivel. Turn and shot by Yorelin Carabali. Goes wide of the target. That's a big chance for the central defender. One of the clearest cut opportunities of the game so far, but still 0-0.
Yeah, I think Drew Spence will be breathing a sigh of relief. She has no one around her. She should be doing better with the header, but it sort of skims off her forehead, drops to the edge of the box for a Colombian player, but Jamaica very, very fortunate there.
Colombia 0, Jamaica 0 in Melbourne, the last 16 of the Women's World Cup. Drew Spence exchanges passes with Alison Swaby. Jamaica build up slowly from the back. It's been slow and it's been considered from them throughout the game, but that's what got them through the group stage. Again, Shaw unable to make it stick when the ball is played to her on the edge of the penalty area. And a sort of shrug of the shoulders again, a slightly dejected body language of Khadija Shaw. Guman has it on the left-hand side for Colombia. Closed down by Drew Spence. Actually, so that's Trudy Carter out there who closed it down. Ball goes out of play for a throw-in to the Colombians. Guman takes the throw. Good hustle, Jodie Brown to win back possession for Jamaica. Shaw with a pirouette turn. Brown gets involved again. And now a bit of space on the left-hand side for Van Zanten. Colombia have been forced to fall back into a defensive formation here, and then it all ends. Chantel Swaby's poor pass in front of Blackwood, who checked her run. That's disappointing for Jamaica as they carelessly return possession to their Colombian opponents. Just over 5 minutes to go to the break. Spence has been busy in the midfield for Jamaica. Can they keep this work rate up against a very energetic Colombian side? Carolina Arias up to the halfway line. The turn by Ramirez, goes down holding her face, claims she's been swatted at by Chantal Swaby. The referee is now going to show what is a long-awaited first yellow card of the game. Chantal Swaby sees yellow, striking into the face of the opponent there.
I think she's been very frustrated in these last few minutes. I'm not too sure though, to be honest. I'm just watching the replay back. No, I think that's very harsh. I think that's really dramatic from Ramirez. Did you see the change of direction? It's Swaby's fingertips, if that. No malice in it at all. I think Ramirez is, in what they say, is making a meal of it.
Play will resume with a free kick to the Colombians. Mayra Ramirez back up on her feet, plays with Levante in Spain. Owen Donaldson, the Jamaican coach, full of head shakes at that decision, but it's got to be a free kick to Colombia. Lorena Bedoya will take it. Plays her club football in Brazil. This is closer to the halfway line than it is the penalty area, but it's a good platform to try and get a dangerous delivery into the box. Here it comes from Bedoya, right-footed, high, swirling in the night there in Melbourne. Comes down inside the penalty area. Jody Brown hacks it away, and then a follow-up shot that is never threatening from Ana Maria Guman is well off target, and a goal kick to Jamaica, still 0-0.
I think you could class that as a typical defender shot, to be honest. Leaning back right over the top of the goal. But yeah, Colombia still look dangerous. The ball's coming in. Jamaica were winning the first ball, but not really winning it convincingly, dropping it into dangerous areas. Colombia picking up the second balls.
Half-time approaching. No let-up in the enthusiasm of the spectators. No goals between Colombia and Jamaica so far. Chance for the Jamaicans to try and come forward, but Jody Brown can't take it with her after Van Zanten had done some good work in the midfield. Again, they try a direct ball up to Khadija Shaw, but again, it doesn't reach its intended target. In the midfield, Sampson. Forward towards Brown. It ricochets here for Denisha Blackwood to collect on the left-hand side. Swings in a low left-footed cross that was straight at Carabali. The Colombian central defender is able to clear it away. Carolina Arias. Up towards Ramirez. Good firm challenge from Denisha Blackwood. Puts the ball out for another Colombian throw. But it feels like Jamaica have survived what was a period of intense Colombian pressure. It's more 50-50 now.
Yeah, I think they've grown back into the game, but Jamaica just need to look after the ball when they're going forward. They're being very rushed. No, not making the right decisions. They're giving the ball straight back to Colombia. And if you know it's a game that you might not create that much, when you do have the ball, you have to look after it.
Colombia have possession on the halfway line. Carabari to Carolina Arias on the right-hand side. Neat passing infield to Bedoya, but her first touch isn't great. It runs for Colombia anyway. Ramirez down the right-hand side and shepherded out by Denisha Blackwood for a corner. Corner to Colombia. This would be the perfect time to take the lead as we approach the final minute of the opening 45 in Melbourne. Corner on the right-hand side. Becky Spencer, the Jamaican goalkeeper, expecting more pressure here. It's a huddle of Jamaican players in the penalty area. They're round about the penalty spot. Santos and Uzme, the two players standing over the corner. Colombians who've been inventive with their set pieces. They obviously put a lot of time into this, and it looks set to be another rehearsed move here. Will it be the left boot of Uzme or the right boot of Santos? It's Uzme. A fake run up, and after all that, seems to have changed her mind. Just delivers it in. Good in swinger. Headed up by Chantal Swaby and gathered by the goalkeeper, Becky Spencer.
All of that fuss in the corner, and there's not even a Colombian player there to attack it. But Swaby does well to defend it. Carman's again from Becky Spencer.
Spencer rolls the ball out of her penalty area, then delivers it right-footed up over the halfway line. Bedoya beaten in the air. It's taken down by Shaw. Every time Khadija Shaw controls the ball, though, she's got a number of opponents around her. Bedoya did well that time. And there's a miscue in the midfield by Ospina. Shaw will get it back again. Nice layoff to Drew Spence, 10 yards outside the penalty area. Challenged by Ospina. Colombia working really hard out of possession there as Jamaica try to win it back again. Good work by Casido, and then she's fouled, and the referee blows the whistle, and the Colombians are screaming for more yellow cards, and I think they're going to get one here. Yellow card to Drew Spence of Tottenham.
I think Drew Spence happy to take that one. You know, she gets the wrong side of Caicedo and then just sort of chucks her to the ground. But yeah, I think she'll see that as a tactical foul. We all know how dangerous Caicedo is. You know, you can't allow her to have space to drive into. Drew recognises that, and I'm pretty sure she'll be happy to take the yellow card for her team.
Winner of this match will face England in the next round. Seeing replays of Drew Spence's challenge on Linda Caicedo there. 2 bookings. Jamaica, we've already had Manuela Venegas sent off for this tournament. This is 4 minutes being added on for stoppages at the end of the first half. Blackwood's left-footed clearance, straight down the centre of the field. Shaw hoping it would bounce kindly for her. Carabali was there to shepherd it back to the goalkeeper, but Catalina Perez, who's hardly had a touch in the whole game, was hesitant coming out, a bit rusty there. And in the end, Carabali puts it out for a corner. That was an unnecessary mix-up. There didn't seem to be much danger, but a goalkeeper who maybe just went cold, having had so little to do in the game so far.
Yeah, potentially that. I think Carabelli thought that Khadija Shaw was running behind her still. Keeper's got to talk to her there. She's got to let her know. She's got to give her a communication.
Feels like there wasn't a dominant shout for the keeper. Puzzled looks between the two of them in the aftermath. If Jamaica were to score from this, Colombia would be so disappointed because there was no need to give this corner kick away. Let's see how the delivery comes in. Carter, good ball in, and just falling away at the back post. Shaw stretching to get there, but was off balance as the ball came off her forehead, and that's wide for a goal kick. Still 0-0 midway through the 4 minutes of stoppages ahead of the break.
Yeah, it was a good ball into the box. You probably wanted someone not to peel backwards, which Bunny Shaw was doing, but you want someone coming around the back post to sort of be attacking the ball head on. It was a good ball into a good area, but they couldn't make use of it.
Header one near the halfway line by Drew Spence, but she doesn't get control of it. Ramirez will pick up possession. Enthusiastic cheer from the Colombian fans as she comes over the halfway line, but then dilly-dallies a little bit. Vian Sampson's able to come across and win possession back again. Ramirez has very much been to the fore. Feels like she's had more touches of the ball in this first half than anyone else. Yeah,
she's been Colombia's brightest spark. You know, a lot of it, their attacking players gone through her.
Here come the Colombians once again. Decent control by Caicedo into the penalty area, tries to shoot. Alison Swaby with the block, point blank, threw her foot in the way just as the shot was being struck. Colombians trying to finish this first half on a high. They have it with Carolina Arias on the right-hand side. Gives it into Carabali. Right-footed ball from the halfway line is accurate. Picks out Ramirez. Another good turn. She's so good at that. Now has to try and take on the defender. And Van Zanten has done well, and that's going to be a free kick to Jamaica on the edge of their own penalty area. The Colombians who keep banging on the door, but Jamaica doggedly sticking to their defensive duties.
Yeah, you've got one of your centre forwards then, one of your attacking players helping out the defender to make it 2v1. Van Zanten does really well to get her body in front of Ramirez, in between her and the ball.
Knew what she was doing there. Kiki Van Zanten, who plays with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish team in the USA. This is her first appearance of this World Cup. Becky Spencer takes the free kick. The goalkeeper just on the edge of the penalty area. We've played over the 4 minutes now. Half-time whistle imminent in Melbourne. Denisha Blackwood plays it forward. Now this might fall for Shaw after some uncertain defending by Carabali. An opportunity for Jamaica, but it just runs away from Jodie Brown. And for the first time in the first half, Catalina Perez has to slide out to make a save. It just ran away from Brown. Otherwise, Jamaica might have taken the lead ahead of the break. Yeah,
that was bright from Brown as well. You know, she had pace. She just overrun those, could get onto the end of it and just obviously run through to the goalkeeper.
That's the whistle for half-time, so it's been close, it's been cagey. Colombia, who've dominated possession and territory, but Jamaica have looked comfortable under that threat. Becky Spencer dealing with a succession of crosses and aerial threats. Catalina Perez, the Colombian goalkeeper at the other end, being brought in to make a save just at the end, but otherwise it's been a very quiet first half for her. It's all to play for in the second period, and judging in that first half, who knows, we could have extra time, we could have penalties in this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think this, just going off of the first half, it looks like this could go the whole way, unless it's going to be one brilliant individual moment, I think, that's going to separate these two sides, you know, because I think Jamaica are defending really well, but you're only going to be able to do that for so long, and if one player makes a mistake, that's all it takes for a team to score a goal. And then if you're looking at Jamaica attacking, they've not really had much going forward. I think there'll be dangerous set pieces with the height that they've got, but yeah, it'll be interesting second half.
Yeah, Jamaica's star striker Khadija Shaw, most of the possession she had was with her back to goal. How do they get her involved in the match? Because you feel if she gets a chance, she'll take it, but she's not been given that opportunity so far. Yeah,
I think she needs to try and stretch the pitch. You know, I think she's coming too close to the midfield, which then means that when she does win the ball, she's near enough at her halfway line. There's such a big distance between her and the goal, so I think try and pin the Colombian defenders back as far as you possibly can, and then allow your other players in midfield and that to pick up the pieces, but she needs to stretch the line.
All right, thanks very much to Gilly Flaherty for now. We've got second half commentary to come from Melbourne. Colombia 0, Jamaica 0 at half-time. The winner of this one plays England on Saturday. France against Morocco comes later on, 12 noon UK time. Now the winner of that game will face Australia in the quarter-final, but after the drama of England beating Nigeria on penalties yesterday, Kelly Cates was joined by Neda Manua, Carly Telford and Steph Houghton on the Monday Night Club to discuss that match, as well as Lauren James' controversial sending off. So welcome back to coverage from Melbourne. The Women's World Cup last 16. It is half-time. Colombia 0, Jamaica 0. It is very much a game that remains in the balance. Both teams just making their way out of the changing rooms. We'll find out if there's been any change in personnel over the break. Some animated conversations being had between Jamaican players as they come back out. Gilly Flaherty's alongside me. Gilly, 0-0. This could be cagey.
It could be, and it potentially looks like it. Like I said, unless you get a moment of brilliance, that this could be going to extra time and penalties as well. But when obviously still got a long 45 minutes plus extra time to play, added time to play. But yeah, it will take. I think Jamaica defending really well, and I think it will take a moment of brilliance, really, or a mistake from the Jamaican defence.
Colombia, who don't have Daniela Montoya on the game, she's dropped to the bench. Catalina Usme has been captaining the side. Received some heavy treatment from the Jamaican defenders early in the match. It's been an aggressive, physical game throughout, and Colombia is certainly able to give out plenty in that regard as well. There's been 2 bookings in the game, both of them for Jamaican players. Jamaicans who made 2 changes from their draw against Brazil here in Melbourne 6 days ago. Jamaica, who've now gone 5 hours and 15 minutes of play without conceding a goal at this Women's World Cup. They are still the only team in the tournament yet to concede, and that in itself, Gilly, is actually remarkable. You consider the teams they've played against.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking at their group, they had France, Panama and Brazil, but obviously France and Brazil being the top 2 teams, to not concede a goal against those. For me, though, the worry is the scoring. You know, obviously they've only scored 1 goal in the 3 games. They don't look like they're going to really score anything in open play so far from that first half. So it'll be interesting to see if they can get anything.
Right, there is one change over the break. Atlanta Primus, who is the daughter of the former Charlton, Barnet, Reading and Portsmouth defender Lynn Primus, has come on. She takes the place of Kiki Van Zanten in the team. So it's a more attack-minded player being replaced by a midfielder. This second half of the Colombians in their dark shirts, yellow shorts, dark socks, playing from right to left as we look down, and Jamaica in their yellow and green Trudy Carter into the thick of the action straight away in a challenge with Ana Maria Guman, and the ball goes out of play. It's not going to be a throw, it's going to be a free kick to the Colombians. Left full back position for them and for the 18-year-old Guman. Colombian team, Catalina Perez, the goalkeeper. Back four, Carolina Arias, Joelyn Carabali, Daniela Arias and Ana Maria Guman. In the midfield, Lorena Bedoya alongside Diana Ospina. Then there's a line of three, Lacey Santos, Linda Casado, Mayra Ramirez, and they're playing off Catalina Uzme, the centre forward. Here come the Colombians on the attack down the right-hand side. There's an attempted cross in by Arias, but she was off balance as she tried to hit it, and it harmlessly goes out for a goal kick to Jamaica. The Jamaican team, Becky Spencer, the goalkeeper, the Tottenham keeper. Back four, Tierney Wiltshire. Then the two Swaby sisters, Alison and Chantel in the middle. Denisha Blackwood's been busy at left back. In the midfield, Jodie Brown, Leanne Sampson and Drew Spencer's on a yellow. Trudy Carter out wide. And now the introduction of Primus to support Khadija Shaw in attack. Atlanta Primus looking for her first international goal. She's inexperienced at this level. Ball is hooked onto the midfield by Diana Ospina for Colombia. Shaw tries to get it. It might have been a raised leg, and she connected with Carabali, the defender. Play on, says the referee. It's a bit scrappy in the midfield. High turnover of possession. Loose ball falls for Shaw. She can't make it stick again. Bounced off her knee, I think. Disappointment for Jamaica as they struggle to hold on to possession there. Now, down the other end. Here come Colombia. Casado's crossfield ball. But cut out by Denisha Blackwood. Blackwood under pressure from Arias. The ball goes out of play. Throw in. And that is a throw in. And we said they're going to be a goal kick. It went out by the corner flag. Blackwood, who's been very, very busy as Colombia have concentrated a lot of their attacking down that right-hand side. Catalina Uzme, fantastic goal-scoring record on the international scene, waiting for a clear-cut opportunity to come her way in this game in Melbourne this evening. Here is Shaw, the Manchester City striker, controlling the ball well. Has support this time from Trudy Carter. Carter can't control on the edge of the penalty area though, and Carolina Arias sweeping across from right back puts the ball out of play for a throw into Jamaica. Good start, Gilly, from the Jamaicans at the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, and I'm just watching them. I think when they're in possession, they're sort of going more of a 4-3-3. So you're seeing Carter and Brown push up with Shaw, and Primus is just sitting in that 10 role. Naturally, she plays for London City Lionesses. She's a number 9, so she is an attack-minded player as well, and will link up well with Shaw. But it's an encouragement from Jamaica as well.
This stadium, by the way, the Melbourne Rectangular Stadium, there's no rhyme or reason to it, but for some reason it's had a lot of 0-0 draws. There's been 3 0-0 draws at this stadium at this tournament prior to tonight. And Colombia 0, Jamaica 0 is how things fare for now. Long way to go, of course. We've only played 4 minutes in the second half. Carabali comes out of defence, sends it right-footed up over the halfway line. Ramirez, isolated, surrounded by the two Swaby sisters, loses out possession. And then down the other end, it's hooked on Daniela Arias up into the air. And that won't be controlled by Trudy Carter. The ball goes out of play. Throw in to the Colombians. Left full-back position for them. It has been dogged. It has been a fight. It has been a night to roll up your sleeves and get stuck in. And concentration levels so high. Both teams knowing that one little lapse, one little mistake could be their elimination out of this tournament. Shaw with a nice, comfortable touch there. That was good. And here comes Primus towards the edge of the penalty area. Tried to get on the return of the return ball from Jodie Brown, but couldn't receive the pass. There's a Colombian defender down injured on the edge of the penalty area. Play continues as her teammate Mayra Ramirez plays a good crossfield ball over into space and picks out Carolina Arias on the right-hand side. Back into the middle again. This is Lorena Bedoya. Bit more expansive now from Colombia as Guman gets involved on the left-hand side. Her initial pass forward, can't pick out a teammate. And then when it comes back to her, she allows it trickle out of play off Trudy Carter, knowing that it would be a throw into Colombia left-hand side for them. 50 minutes on the clock in Melbourne. No goals in this last 16 clash at the Women's World Cup. Throw in for Guman. Her first appearance of the tournament. Chewing gum as she throws it in field towards Lacey Santos. It's a good delivery into the penalty area. Blackwood's retreating, can't control it, and it's going to be the opening goal of the game. Catalina Uzme, with wonderful poise, took that down and struck it to the back of the net. She continues her high scoring rate for her country and scores a goal that could put Colombia into the quarterfinals. Colombia 1, Jamaica 0, early stages of the second half. Finally, a break in the deadlock.
Wow, what a beautiful goal. But Moz, look at the first touch from Uzme as well. It gets hit over the top of Blackwood. Guman with a fantastic delivery. Blackwood's playing a little bit deeper than the rest of the back line, which means Uzme's on side. But her first touch just takes Blackwood out of the game completely. Cushions the ball. Oh, it's a beautiful first touch with her left foot. Takes it back across Blackwood, so she can't do anything. If she touches her, it's going to go down for a penalty. And she just passes it into the back of the net. Becky Spencer unable to do anything there.
Catalina Uzme with a moment of brilliance. And you said it, Gilly, earlier on. It was a game that was going to take something special. Anna Maria Guman, the inexperienced left-back, who, to be fair, has looked very raw throughout the game, has produced a brilliant delivery of a cross there, off her right boot as well. Controlled by Uzme, one touch to take it down, one touch to play it just inside the post. Perfect finish. And Jamaica, for the first time at this tournament, have conceded a goal.
And also, I think when you're looking at the change that Jamaica have done in the sense of attacking, they've gone 4-3-3. Now there is that space, and the fullbacks are isolated. So where maybe in the first half Brown was there to help Blackwood out, now she's isolated 1v1, and obviously just got exposed there, playing a lot deeper than the rest of the back line to play Uzme on. But I mean, don't take nothing away from the first touch from Uzme. It's an incredible first touch, takes Blackwood completely out of the game. And like I said, if she did touch her, it'd have been a penalty straight away.
Are Colombia going to go through to face England in the quarterfinals? That goal from Catalina Uzme feels huge. She's back helping out the defence now. It's a free kick to Jamaica. Uzme trying to get as close as she can to Chantal Swaby, who keeps pushing her away. And the referee can see that jostling. Chantal Swaby has just got this not impressed expression on her face. She's having none of these dramatics from Catalina Uzme.
It's the way she just keeps coming back for more. And Swaby's just giving her a little push,
Catalina Perez, the Colombian goalkeeper, who's yet to have a proper save to make in the game, stands both hands in the air. This is a free kick, but it might as well be a corner right out by the edge of the pitch on the right-hand side. An in-swinger. Goalkeeper comes, got a touch. Oh, it should have been followed up by Jodie Brown. What a chance on the back post. Weak touch of the goalkeeper. Didn't push it away from danger. It fell to Jodie Brown, who just was unable to pull the trigger. Down the other end comes the counter-attack. Caicedo, is she onside? Runs into the goalkeeper. Brilliant save. Becky Spencer, and Uzme can't follow up. It was Ramirez following up, unable to. Chances at both ends, and really, Gilly Flaherty, both teams should have scored there.
Yeah, both teams should have. You're looking at Jamaica first and foremost. How Brown hasn't finished that header, I do not know. But then they go on the counter. Linda Caicedo, she is offside, which I did initially think in the build-up. But obviously they still have to play it until they know the decision. But Becky Spencer comes out, great save, bounces back down again for Ramirez and just bobbles away from her. But Brown, I'm not too sure. Did she shut her eyes? I'm not too sure what happened there, how she didn't put the ball in the back of the net.
Well, we're getting to see a replay of the Jodie Brown chance. Oh, do you know what I think it is? It's the proximity of the post. She's aware, she puts out her hand, she knows the woodwork is there, she doesn't want to collide into it, but you just got to pile your forehead onto it, and she doesn't stoop forward. It glances her head rather than a firm header. What an opportunity for Jamaica. Will they get a better chance than that? Here they come. Attacking with Trudy Carter on the right-hand side. Guman, who's really growing into the game, makes a firm challenge and puts the ball out of play. Well, Jamaica, who've, not conceded all tournament before this, who've been happy to be sitting deep and being defensive, they've got to change all that now. They've got to come out and attack.
It's come alive. It's what we wanted. It's come alive in this second half.
Khadija Shaw receives the throw-in. Controls with her stomach under pressure from Lorena Bedoya. Jamaica are forced backwards, but they do hold on to possession. Alison Swaby plays it in towards the edge of the penalty area. Jodie Brown hustling around in there. Might this fall for her? Out comes the goalkeeper. Good defending. Carolina Arias got her body in between the two, and that allowed Catalina Perez to come out and slide and dive onto the ball. We're seeing more from Jamaica now, but it has taken them going a goal behind to spring into life.
Yeah, most definitely that. But also they've got to remember there's still a long time to play, you know, so don't rush it, don't panic when you do get the ball, build it up. I do think set pieces for them are going to be crucial, so it's about trying to win as many of them as you possibly can, but look after the ball. You don't have to rush to try and get back into the game.
Jamaica, who had gone well over 5 hours of football at this tournament without conceding, and this is a new experience for them now. To be fair, they've reacted pretty well so far. They haven't allowed their heads to drop as ball is played into the penalty area too close to Perez, and the Colombian goalkeeper holds on to it. But the response from Drew Spence and her Jamaican teammates has been positive to this setback in Melbourne this evening. Here come Colombia. Lacey Santos pushing the ball in front of the willing runner that is Mayra Ramirez. She had no right to get there ahead of Chantal Swaby. Swaby looking a bit tired for the first time. Ramirez tries to bang in the cross and it comes off Swaby, and that goes out for a corner. Corner to Colombia on the right hand side. It's a much faster game now.
Yeah, he's played at a lot higher pace and tempo. Now I think Jamaica want to get back into the game. Colombia want another goal to sort of settle it down. But yeah, it's exciting. It's what we want.
Colombia 1, Jamaica 0. The winner plays England on Saturday in the quarter-finals. It's another rehearsed move for the corner here. Two potential kickers have gone to stand over it. Usme, the goal scorer, and Lacey Santos. Colombian supporters going crazy in the crowd as here comes the delivery. Played in by Santos, right-footed. Good swirl on that. Headed away by Khadija Shaw back inside her own 6-yard box. Ramirez will pick up the loose ball on the edge of the penalty area. Good strength to hold off the opponent, but adjudged to be too forceful, and that is a foul on Alison Swaby and a free kick to Jamaica just on the edge of their own penalty area. Ramirez has been full of energy throughout. Very strong player. Free kick for the Jamaicans. Bit of concern now etched onto the facial expressions of the Caribbean players. Becky Spencer's clearance, right-footed up over the halfway line. Anna Maria Guman miscues her header, then miscues her kick, and in the end it goes out of play for what will be a Colombian throw. It was the cross from Guman that set up the goal for Catalina Usme that separates the teams. Ramirez loses the ball around the halfway line. Played forward by Sampson. Now Trudy Carter. Good challenge from the teenager Guman, puts it out for another Jamaican throw.
I do think the Jamaicans' new formation with Atlanta Primus sitting in that 10 role has really suited them, because I think now they do have that link-up play between Bunny Shaw and the midfield, whereas before they didn't have that. There was no one in that space, and Shaw was dropping in to try and be that player.
Here is Shaw, takes it to the byline down the right-hand side, loses her footing and again gets up, and not very happy about the opportunities she's had in the game. She's had to fight so hard for just the basic touches and hasn't had anything in around the penalty area really. Jamaica need their top scorer to step up to the plate now. Colombia 1, Jamaica 0. Bit of activity down on the Jamaican bench. They might be thinking about another change here. Primus, who came on at half-time. We're approaching the hour mark. There is still plenty time to go, but one way or the other, Jamaica have to score here, or this game will end on 90 minutes. Primus jumps on the halfway line, wins a header but can't pick out a teammate for Jamaica. Usme gets a touch on the right wing for Colombia. Gets it back again. Forward to Ramirez. Out comes Chantal Swaby, stronger that time, but Ramirez is a tricky customer, and it's played in front of Diana Ospina here. Ospina will sprint down that right wing, and covering across comes Alison Swaby to put it out for a throw.
But you can tell Jamaican defenders are just looking a little bit tired now. You know, Colombia are constantly running with their counter-attacking. They go at speed, they go at pace as well. Just looking a little bit tired, you know, being a bit more calmer on the ball with your decisions.
Carolina Arias comes up from right back to take the throw in. This is level with the edge of the penalty area. The Colombia attack down the right-hand side. Cross in by Ospina, headed out by Alison Swaby. Chance of a counter-attack for Jamaica, but Drew Spence gives away. So that was Primus gives away possession in the middle of the midfield. Picked up by Ramirez again. Low ball to the edge of the penalty area. Casado wasn't able to roll it onto another teammate, and that move breaks down for the Colombians as Wilshere hammers it clear for Jamaica straight down the centre of the pitch, and Daniela Arias gets the header for Colombia. The game's gone back to being a little bit scrappy again. France against Morocco coming up, 12 noon kickoff. Winner of that one will play Australia in the quarterfinals. As things stand, it's going to be England against Colombia, unless events can change in Jamaica's favour here. Alison Swaby plays the ball forward up towards Shaw again. Shaw still not looking happy and very closely marked on that occasion as Daniela Arias puts it out off Shaw for a throw into Colombia.
I've been really disappointed with Shaw. I think today, she's just, her body language has been poor, you know, off the ball. She's been walking around, not really doing much for the team.
Here comes Khadija Shaw. Crossing position on the right-hand side. Daniela Arias, the defender. That's a really good ball in. Jodie Brown was at the back post, couldn't get a touch. She'll scamper up by the corner flag to try and keep this chance alive. Support arrives from Drew Spence, but as she looks up to see who's with her, she takes her eye off the ball and it's stolen away by Carolina Arias. With Jamaica pushing bodies forward, this is an opportunity for Colombia to counter-attack. Ospina to the right-hand side. Played on by Usme. Up in front of Ramirez, who this time is out-muscled by Chantal Swaby. And Jamaica regained possession once again with Blackwood. Colombia 1, Jamaica 0. Alison Swaby, midway inside her own half, rolls it to the right to Tierney Wiltshire. Her ball over the halfway line is not good. Returns possession to the Colombian teenage left-back, Ana Maria Guman. But then won back again for Jamaica by Wiltshire. High turnover of possession at the moment, as Primus's ball goes down the right wing. Shaw runs out after it. There's a confident back heel by Daniela Arias to try and clear it away, and that goes out for a Jamaica throw.
I thought I'd give the commentators curse then to Shaw, you know, spice it up a little bit, get her into the game.
It's nothing like writing off a player to ensure they'll get an opportunity sooner or later. Here is Leanne Sampson. Jamaica midway inside the Colombian half. Colombia, who've done so much attacking in the game, at the moment are sitting deep. Ball goes out of play off Wiltshire, and that'll be another Colombian throw. Guman's been busy. Left full-back. She has looked uncertain on occasions. She's looked the inexperienced international that she is, but she's doing enough to keep things solid on that side. Here comes the throw-in from the heavily tattooed player. From the left-back position, they've lost it, Colombia. Sampson floats it in towards the edge of the penalty area. Leaning forward, Arias gets a touch on it to clear it away. Usme, further clearance for Colombia, but Denisha Blackwood gets it back inside the Colombian half for Jamaica. Alison Swaby, right-footed ball from the halfway line. Cut out by Diana Ospina on the edge of the penalty area. This is Drew Spence. Weak touch of the ball. Relinquishes possession again. Both teams at the moment struggling to hold on to it. One or two passes and then they give it away. Here is Carabali, edge of her own penalty area for Colombia, right-hand side of the pitch, and once again gives possession straight back to Jamaica. Yeah,
it's becoming a very transitional period in the game. You know, Jamaica win it, they give it back to Colombia. Colombia win it, they give it back to Jamaica.
Here's Santos. That's not a bad ball at all. Down the left wing. Opportunity for Casado to come forward. She steps into the penalty area. Defenders backing away for her. Great feed from Casado. We've seen that from her earlier on in the tournament. Onto her right boot. But this one sails over the crossbar. That's all they want now, Colombia. Breakaway goal, a second, and this can be done and dusted.
Yeah, and you see what Casado wants to do here. She wants to come in on her right foot. Swaby does well to force her out onto her left, but she just takes a little touch back into her right. Swaby ends up slipping and falling over, and then it's just over the bar. But that's what she wants to do. She wants to come back in on her right foot to have a strike at goal.
Yeah, that was very similar to the goal she scored. Was it against Germany in the group stage? Little trick in the box to create a space, dragging it back onto the right boot and scoring into the far corner. This time it went wide of the target. Here come Colombia again, seeking the second goal that would really firm things up. Usme's direct ball into the penalty area was looking for Santos, but it's been cut out. Still plenty energy in these Jamaican legs. That's disappointing from Spencer. She gives away the ball on the halfway line. Colombia get it back again with Daniela Arias. Gives it to Carolina Arias on the right-hand side. Now Joralyn Calabali. To Guman on the left. Game management really just needed from Colombia now. Keep it cool. Keep possession. Hold things firm. Guman's crossfield ball wriggles its way through to Uzme. Now Espina. Jamaica been forced to fall back into a defensive formation once again. We're almost three-quarters way through the game. Might the one goal from Catalina Uzme be enough? Colombian fans at the moment cheering every pass. Diana Espina looked to be fouled there, but she keeps her feet, so the referee says play on. And they're going to get a corner. Corner, is it? No, last touch came off the attacker. Seemed like the referee was indicating a corner. The assistant says goal kick. And this break in play will afford the opportunity for Jamaica to make a change. And Tiffany Cameron is going to come on. Plays her club football in Spain now. She's recently signed for Real Betis. She's an attacking player, and she'll come on in place of Trudy Carter. Fresh legs, fresh ideas onto the pitch for Jamaica, who need a goal here, or their World Cup is going to end in the next 25 minutes or so. Tiffany Cameron, who played 2 games at the last World Cup, a player who previously played internationally for Canada. She made 6 appearances for them, but they were all in friendly matches, so she was allowed to switch. Denisha Blackwood plays it forward for the Jamaicans. They keep trying to get Khadija Shaw into the game, but Shaw's been very well marked so far by Daniela Arias and Joralyn Carabali, the 2 central defenders for Colombia. Cameron with a touch on the right-hand side. Tiffany Wiltshire applies a bit of pressure. Nothing fancy from Daniela Arias, puts it out of play for a throw into the Jamaicans.
Yeah, I think Jamaica have realised that Guman, I think, is the weak link for Colombia in that back line. So coming up against fresh legs with Cameron, you know, I think she's getting drawn to the ball, Guman, so she's getting dragged out. The space is there. Fresh legs in the area will hopefully bring them a bit of joy.
Miscontrol from Tiffany Cameron, still getting used to the pace of the game. Lorne Donaldson, the Jamaica head coach, has made 2 attacking changes now, bringing on Primus at half-time and Cameron midway through this second period. Jamaica still aren't creating opportunities to trouble Catalina Perez, the goalkeeper, who, to be fair, has looked uncertain. The 2 times she's been called into action, she's dithered a little bit. She almost allowed Jodie Brown a back post header. Shaw with an attempt here from way outside the penalty area. Trickles its way through, and absolutely no problem to Perez there. Catalina Perez, wearing silver grey, clears it right-footed up over the halfway line. Wilshire's header. This is Alison Swaby into the midfield. Brought on by Drew Spence. Better passing now from Jamaica. Khadija Shaw gets a touch and lays it back to Blackwood. Boos and whistles from the Colombian fans as Jamaica enjoys some control, and then a big cheer as it's intercepted by Guman. And Colombia regained possession again. Good play there as it was played off the shins by Caicedo, off the shins of the defender, and that'll be a throw into Colombia. If you're just joining our coverage, this is BBC Radio 5 Sports Extra. The Women's World Cup last 16, Colombia on their way to the quarterfinals as things stand. They lead Jamaica by 1-0. Here's Gilly Flaherty.
It's been really good play from Jamaica in possession, but it's just that final ball, just forcing it.
Here's Shaw. For once, she's been able to turn the defender here. Gets away from Daniela Arias, and then Arias snaps out at her and takes her down. That's the first Colombian yellow card of the game. The Australian referee shows yellow to Daniela Arias, who had been turned and took one for the team there.
Yeah, another tactical foul there. Khadija Shaw does really well to hold the ball up and then spins the player. But yeah, she knew she had to bring her down because she was breaking away with the ball there.
It's the first time Shaw's been able to give one of the central defenders the slip. Free kick will be taken from the left boot of Denisha Blackwood. Blackwood, who plays her club football in France, just finished her first season there. It didn't go so well. Her club Issy were relegated to the newly formed 3rd tier. She's going to play this into a penalty area where Colombian goalkeeper Catalina Perez is bellowing instructions to her teammates. The ball is played in. Chantal Swaby attacks it. Referee's whistle had blown anyway, and it's because the free kick was taken too quickly. They'll get another chance here. Referee hadn't given permission for the free to be taken.
I think they'll be glad, to be fair, that they get another chance at doing it, because nothing seems to come of it whatsoever.
So another opportunity for Denisha Blackwood. Referee stressing wait for the whistle. Can Jamaica make this count? High stakes now. They've won so many friends with their verve at this tournament, but they need a goal here. Delivery too close to the keeper, who's then bundled into. Catalina Perez drops it, but she'd been fouled. That's a free kick to Colombia, who are less than 20 minutes plus the stoppages now away from a first ever World Cup quarter-final.
Yeah, I mean, the ball was into a dangerous area. None of the Jamaican players can really get across Perez. She does well to come out and claim it, but they need to make more of these opportunities, Jamaica. They need to have a player willing to get across the runners, you know, get across the bodies, goalkeepers, defender, be a nuisance in the box.
Khadija Bunny Shaw was the Jamaican who collided with the Colombian goalkeeper to give away the free kick. It's become a very frustrating evening for Shaw. Desperately in search of an opportunity. We know her goal-scoring record. Can she be presented with an opportunity, the likes of which that Catalina Uzme scored for Colombia down the other end? Colombia 1, Jamaica 0. Blackwood near the halfway line. Sampson plays one over the top, down the left wing. Jodie Brown sprints after it, and it's put out of play by Carabali. Again, nothing fancy at the back for Colombia, just put it out for a throw. Keep things steady, 72 minutes on the clock. Spina battles to win it back from the throw-in. Shaw, though, has a greater physical presence. Gets in front of Ospina, who's persistent. Another touch from Ospina, but can't hold on to the ball. This is Blackwood down the left-hand side. Ramirez tracking back with her. Blackwood's done enough to win. Is it a free kick, I think? Or is it a throw-in? The referee's signal, certainly possession for Jamaica on the left-hand side. I think it is going to be a throw. Cross goes Chantal Swaby. Can she deliver a bit of distance on this into the box? Here it comes. No, short throw in again. Back to Blackwood. Left-footed ball in. That's poor. Straight out of play for a goal kick. And Jamaica, if they're to extend their stay at this tournament, they're going to have to be better than this.
Yeah, I think that's what's let Jamaica down today, is their quality. You know, you've obviously got some great individual players who play for Jamaica, but the rest of the players around those, they're not up to the level that the others are, and it's wasteful ball into the box, runs out of play. But it's that final ball in which is lacked a lot of quality for Jamaica today.
Header one at the back by Carabali, kept in play as it by Ospina. No, it had gone out, so it's a throw into Jamaica. An increasingly desperate Jamaica. Blackwood's throw in straight off an opponent. Ospina for another Jamaican throw. This time she's picked out Primus. Primus can't control on the edge of the area. Carabali's able to clear it away. Cleared up to Casado, the teenager. Held up on the halfway line by Drew Spence. Support is available from Bedoya. Bedoya's given away possession. Jamaica have it with Shaw. Just outside the penalty area. Wide position on the right. They need her more centrally. Tries a nutmeg on the edge of the penalty area. Put it through the legs of the opponent, but couldn't run around the other side. And it's cleared away out for a throw-in. Throw-in to Jamaica, who remain on the attack. They're giving it everything here, but do they have the quality? Sampson, after a quickly taken throw, gives it to Blackwood. 15 yards inside Colombian territory. Back to VN Sampson once again. Right-footed ball is good towards the edge of the area. Shaw waited for it to come to her. And Daniele Ares stretched the hamstring there to get a touch and to veer it away from the Jamaican striker. And Colombia get it down the other end again. Quarter of an hour of normal time to play in Melbourne. Jamaica come again, launched long towards the edge of the penalty area. Just wouldn't sit up for Wiltshire, who had joined the attack. Shaw takes a tumble on the edge of the box, but the referee says it's a fair challenge. To be fair to Shaw, she didn't make a song and dance about a penalty appeal there, even though she did fall inside the penalty area. Macy Santos has the ball for Colombia. That's a good ball up towards Uzme. The defender, Swaby, lunges in ahead of her though. Jamaica showing they still have plenty of fight here, as Colombia are forced to put the ball out of play again. It'll be a throw-in to Jamaica. The referee just holding up play because Mayra Ramirez has gone down under that challenge from Chantal Swaby and is going to need some treatment here. The Colombians could probably do with a breather. Gilly Flaherty.
Yeah, Colombia looking really rattled as well. You know, Jamaica, they're on their front foot. They're pushing everything to try and get an equaliser, try and get back into this game. But Colombia as well, they're dropping deeper and deeper and deeper. They need to be brave. Need to step the line up when the ball goes backwards. Step the line up. Give yourselves a bit of a breather. But I think this is a little bit of a tactical one from Colombia.
So a delay in play. 15 minutes of normal time to go. Linda Caicedo's been called over to the side, given some instructions by the coach Nelson Abedia. Ramirez back on her feet, slowly walking off the pitch. And all these minutes will be added on to the stoppages at the end of play. 2 yellow cards in the game for Jamaica, 1 for Colombia. Game that has been very physical throughout. The goal from Catalina Usme separating the teams. Usme, who scored a penalty against Korea in the opening game. Will this second goal of the tournament for her be enough to put Colombia through? Wilshere eventually takes the throw. That felt like a long stoppage. Tiffany Cameron wins another throw-in, slightly further up the field. This is almost level with the edge of the penalty area that Jamaica attacked down the right-hand side. Wilshere with number 19 on her back, throws it into Atlanta Primus. Primus loses the ball in that right wing position. Good work from Santos, trying to scoop it away out of defence, but unable to scoop it over the tall Vian Sampson. So Jamaica remain on the attack. Attempted cross on the right hand side is ricocheted out of play out by the corner flag. Colombia certainly been asked more defensive questions now as Tiffany Cameron tries to rile up her teammates with claps of encouragement down there. Corner, Blackwood to take for Jamaica. They've got to make one of these count or their tournament is over. Colombia bring everyone back into the penalty area to defend it. And the referee just asking Blackwood to delay the delivery here. There's all sorts of scrambling for possession. There's bear hugs of opponents in the middle. Alison Swaby standing right in front of the goalkeeper, Catalina Perez. Here comes the delivery towards the front post, well headed away. Lorena Bedoya got the firm forehead on that and put it out for a throw-in, which has been taken immediately by Blackwood. It's gone out again for a second Jamaican throw. Clock ticking on. 12 minutes of normal time to play.
They'd have been hoping for a bit more of a better delivery there from Blackwood. You know, it just hits the near post area. Colombia deal with it very well. But the pressure, they're increasing their pressure.
Change for Jamaica. They are taking off Vian Sampson from the midfield. They're bringing on Peyton McNamara. It's her second appearance in this World Cup. Plays in the USA with Ohio State. Jamaica need something desperately here. A game that has been scrappy throughout. It's been frantic at times. First touch from McNamara since coming on, and she plays it from the halfway line all the way back to the goalkeeper. Jamaica, as they try to come out from the back, Alison Swaby lost her footing. She was under pressure from Caicedo, but Caicedo unable to wrestle possession away, and Jamaica do hold on to the ball. Becky Spencer, the goalkeeper, plays it over the halfway line. Again, Shaw can't hold it up. Swaby's been forced to turn and sprint back towards her own goal line, and she's going to concede a corner here. That's all due to the pressure applied upon her by the teenager Linda Caicedo. Jamaica need it down the other end. They're frustrated here. They now have to defend a corner.
Caicedo just looking around, smiling at her teammates as well. They haven't probably got her into the game as much as they would have liked to. You know, she's a big player for them, but she's been effective in what she's had to do when she's got the ball.
Just over 10 minutes to play. This is Colombia's 6th corner of the match. They lead thanks to Catalina Usme's goal in this second half. Colombia 1, Jamaica 0. Colombia, as things stand, going through to play England in the quarter-final on Saturday. And you see Santos takes her time over the corner. This is all building to the stress and the frustration being felt by a very much under pressure Jamaican team now. Santos eventually does take the corner. Good delivery in. Headed up in the air by Shaw. Hasn't cleared the penalty area. Jodie Brown helps it on. Everyone back defending for Jamaica, so there's no one to challenge for it when it comes to Carolina Arias near the halfway line. Colombians work it well down that right-hand side. Carolina Arias gets a touch again. Now the ball into the middle is too far in front of Danielle Arias, who stayed up from the corner kick, and it goes out for a goal kick to Jamaica. Colombian party appears to have already begun in Melbourne. Their supporters are enthusiastically celebrating on the touchlines. The Colombians could do with one more goal just to seal the deal. 1-0 is always a dangerous lead, particularly in knockout football. Throw into Jamaica, far side of the pitch. Tense, nervous atmosphere now in Melbourne. Blackwood takes the throw, firmly headed back at her by Carolina Arias. Ramirez battles for possession. Played away by Alison Swaby. Santos for Colombia. Neither team able to hold on to the ball. It's 2 or 3 touches, then the other side get it. Spence helps it onto the midfield to Jodie Brown, and that's not a bad ball. Tiffany Cameron on the right-hand side, who's been brought on to deliver something from this wing. That's a good cross in. Chance goes just wide. Hands down, Jamaica's best chance of the evening has come in the 82nd minute for Drew Spence. Brilliant cross from Tiffany Cameron. Spence's header wasn't bad, but it's wide of the target, and Colombia breathe a huge sigh of relief.
It must be millimetres wide. I don't know if it's shaved the post as it's gone wide, but Tiffany Cameron, she's come on. Like I said, I think they recognise that Guman was the weak link out there at left back. She gets past her easily, puts a brilliant cross in. Drew Spence headers the ball down as well. I don't even know how that's not gone in. It must be millimetres.
It has felt inevitable that Jamaica would surely get one good chance in the game. Has that been it? Has it now passed them by? Drew Spence, who, the Tottenham player, she did everything right, really. She got it down, she got plenty power on it. Agonisingly wide for Jamaica.
Yeah, so close, so close. And she was unmarked as well in the box. It was a great delivery from Cameron too.
The goal from Catalina Usme continues to separate the sides, but no doubt that Colombia have just had their biggest scare of the evening. And the composure shown by Usme at the other end was just what was lacking for Drew Spence, who flashed her header wide of the target. Those are the tiny, narrow margins between success and failure at this level. Will Jamaica get another chance as good as that one? Colombia 1, Jamaica 0 it remains. 7 minutes of normal time to play. Further changes in personnel. Jamaica might as well throw the kitchen sink at it now. Jada Matthews, who started the last match, comes on as a replacement here. She's replaced Jodie Brown. And they've also introduced the number 9, Cameron Simmons. She's come on in place of the right back, Wilshire. So attacking players been introduced in a last throw of the dice. A desperate bid from Jamaica to try and keep their World Cup dream alive. Perez, the Colombian goalkeeper, clears it long up the field. Primus gets a touch, but a careless one. Gives away possession. Colombia have it with the impressive Lacey Santos. She's been really good in this second half. Bedoya, poor pass, intercepted by Primus, who sets it down that right wing again. Shaw will sprint after it, but Daniela Arias had a head start on her, and Arias is able to put the ball out of play for a Jamaican throw on the right. I've noticed that throughout the game. Colombians, if they have any doubt at all in defence, they don't try and work their way out. They will. It's a foul throw. What a time for Khadija Shaw to have a foul thrower. Is she going to be given that she was just giving it to the opponent? That's very strange. It's still going to be a Jamaican throw, even though Khadija Shaw seemed to take a foul throw there. Anyway, play continues. Simmons and Matthews on for Jamaica. The ball trickles out of play ahead of Shayna Matthews on the right-hand side, and that's going to be a throw into Colombia, and you can bet your bottom dollar that they'll take their time over this. Ana Maria Guman from left back for Colombia. Down that side, looking for the other teenager, Linda Caicedo. Oh, and it's going to fall through for Caicedo here. 2 defenders between her and the penalty area. Little chop turn was very good. Now she's got to give it to Usme. It came eventually, but a bit late. Caicedo into the box again. Chantal Swaby puts it out for a corner. That could have sealed the deal.
Yeah, there's a mistake from Swaby. Initially, pass it back. It was just too soft. Not enough power on it. Linda Caicedo picks it up. Such a great dribbler with the ball. You know, she's got flicks, she's got tricks. She sends you one way, she cuts back, goes the other way. Ramirez just couldn't seem to get it out from under her feet. And then Caicedo, good defending from Swaby, but Caicedo trying to cut back in again.
This is the gamble that Jamaica must play now. They must throw everything in attack. They know that that's going to create gaps down the other end. Here comes the corner, played in by Santos, in swinging. Firm header away by Chantel Swaby. Jamaica's World Cup dream is hanging on by a thread here. Just over 4 minutes to play. Santos delivers a really good ball in. This can seal it now. It comes back off the post. What an opportunity. That could have ended the game. Lacey Santos with a header, bounced up off the woodwork, and Jamaica somehow keep this at 1-0.
It's drama, it's got drama down both ends, but again, Santos, a great header, unmarked at the back post, no one around her, directs it back across the goal. Becky Spencer beaten, but the post is there to save them.
Shaw tries to take the ball onto the halfway line. She's been fouled. Free kick to Jamaica. What a chance for Lacey Santos, though, and again, a bit like Drew Spence down the other end. She did everything right. Downward header, planting it towards that corner. But agonisingly, it came back off the post. That could have been 2-0. That could have settled it for sure. Some defensive reinforcements needed for the South Americans. And the regular captain, Daniela Montoya, is about to come on. Off goes Lacey Santos, the player who had just hit the post a moment ago. She's had a very good game overall, Santos. And Montoya comes on now to shore up that midfield and make sure there's no late drama for the Colombians as Bedoya challenges for it on the edge of the South Americans' penalty area. Gets there ahead of the frustrated Shaw. Blackwood's come into play in a more central role now. And the ball goes out of play. Cameron back trying to cover the right back position. It's all so scattered for Jamaica now, but it must be in these circumstances. 2.5 minutes of normal time to go. 1-0 Colombia lead.
Colombia just needs to hold on to this. About the game management now that you'll see now. Walk into throw-ins, you know, trying to run the ball into the corner. It's one of them ones where you see players, they try and get the cross in for potentially another goal, but if you're going to be susceptible to the counter-attack, just look after the ball. Whilst you've got it, Jamaica can't do nothing with it.
As good as Colombia have been, they've not had many chances in this game either. They've had 2 attempts on target in the entire match, one of them the key one. The goal scored by Catalina Usme. 2 minutes of normal time to play. Here's Drew Spence, who's had the best opportunity of the game for Jamaica. Plays it forward to Shaw. Again, first touch is a little bit heavy. She's got defenders all over her, but Khadija Shaw will be disappointed tonight that she's not been able to hold it up just a little bit better. Drew Spence battles with Ramirez on the halfway line, and the ball goes out for a throw into Colombia, and again you can bet they'll take their time over this. Colombia almost there, into a World Cup quarter-final for the very first time. If they can hold on for just a few more minutes here, it'll be interesting to see how much is added for the stoppages.
Yeah, it will be, you know, and that could be key for Jamaica if they can get a good couple of solid minutes to play.
Will Jamaica get one more chance? If they do, and if they were to take it, it would bring us to extra time in Melbourne. We're about to enter the 90th minute. Jamaica have possession of the back. Becky Spencer plays it up over the halfway line. Good leap and win of the ball by Diana Ospina. Ramirez tries to play it forward. Too far in front of Caicedo. That'll roll all the way through to Becky Spencer once again. No time to waste for Jamaica. They need to get it down the other end. Spencer, the Tottenham goalkeeper, sends it right-footed. Header won by Bedoya this time. To Ramirez. That Colombian midfield is standing strong. Ramirez with very good feet creates some space where there didn't seem to be any. She's got Usme available wide out on the right-hand side. Good challenge by Tanisha Blackwood. Will win the ball back for Jamaica. They need to get it down the other end. Looked like it might have been a handball by Atlanta Primus. Play on, says the referee. Jamaica give it up towards Shaw. Another physical challenge by Carabali ensures the Manchester City striker won't get there. And the ball goes out of play and it'll be a throw into Colombia. And they are almost there. We're going to find out in about 10 seconds' time what's going to be added on for stoppages. 4 or 5 minutes surely. Colombia 1, Jamaica 0. Usme's goal almost enough. It is 5 minutes to be added on.
Yeah, so Jamaica will take great confidence in that. You know, 5 minutes, it might not seem like a long time, but when you're trying to hold on to a lead, that feels like forever.
Ball is headed out of play by Chantel Swaby. Colombians beginning to bounce up and down in their seats now, bellowing out the vocal support that has been so consistent for their team throughout this game in Melbourne. The colour and the noise that Colombia have brought to this, that's what England are going to have to face on Saturday, barring some late drama here. Jump in the middle of the midfield by the number 6, Daniela Montoya. It's fallen now for Uzme. Tries to twist and turn, lost her footing, there was no foul there. Jamaica have possession, but they need it down the other end. It's played direct, a very important header by Daniela Arias. Had she missed that, Shaw would have been in behind her. Strong and sturdy in the midfield again by Bedoya. Colombians have just had enough grit about them to be able to withstand what Jamaica have thrown late on in this game. And that will really please Nelson Abada, the Colombian head coach. When it's become an arm wrestle, they've had the muscle needed.
Yeah, I did wonder at one point, Jamaica had the momentum. Was they going to punish Colombia? But they've held on so far. No, so it's still 3.5 minutes to go.
This is Ramirez shielding the ball in by the corner flag now. Colombia looking to hold on to secure this place in the last 8. Ramirez plays it off a defender, throw in to Colombia. Supporters still cheering with gusto down there. Bedoya, who's been so dominant in the midfield, doing the simple stuff, the interceptions, the turnovers of possession, the winning it back. Late change here to help run down the clock. Marcela Restrepo will come on, another who plays her club football in Spain, and it'll be a standing ovation for Catalina Uzme. The goal scorer is the player who departs. A goal that looks set to put Colombia into the last 8 for the first time in their history. She only had one chance, that's all she needed. Restrepo comes on now to run the clock down even further. Jamaica desperately hustling for possession, trying to win the ball back in their own corner flag position, left full-back position, but it got out of play again. Another Colombian throw. Carolina Arias takes as long as she dares, throws it into Ramirez, who can't control. Jamaica get it back briefly, but they can't hold. Ospina shoots from a million miles out for Colombia. It goes wide and it eats further seconds off the clock. We've now played 3 of the 5 minutes. Been a lot of Chile, and Colombia are almost there.
I said that 5 minutes was good for Jamaica, but for 3 minutes of those 5, they've been pinned in their left-hand corner. Now they need to get it up to Shaw. They need to get it into the box.
Jamaica not giving much impression that they're going to get the last big chance here, but you never know. Strong from Guman, the teenage left-back, but she doesn't hold on to possession. A chance to twist for Chena Matthews, who we've not seen much of since coming on. She tries to deliver the cross. It's blocked by Bedoya, and it's a corner. Now this could be the chance. In the 94th minute, a Jamaican corner. Could this bring the leveller that could bring the Caribbeans into extra time and keep their World Cup alive? The goalkeeper, Becky Spencer, wants the permission to come up. Blackwood places the corner kick. Colombia holding their breath and hoping they survive this scare. Jamaica might not get a better opportunity. Blackwood is taking a lot of time over it. Referee trying to ensure all the fun in games. One of the Colombian defenders has fallen to the ground. There's all sorts of kabuki theatre and theatrics going on down there. It was Daniela Arias who fell on the ground, intimating that she'd been pushed. Alison Swaby insisting that she's just holding her ground. This is high jeopardy now. Arguably the last chance for Jamaica. Can they make it count? Blackwood sends it in. Good delivery. Goalkeeper's up there but can't get high enough. Shaw with the header. Out comes the goalkeeper and she grabs it right on the goal line. And that is going to be safe possession for Colombia. Was that Jamaica's last chance?
It was a good ball in from Blackwood. Just one of those days. I think Jamaica could be here for another half an hour and probably wouldn't score a goal.
The 5 minutes are up. The Colombian fans are celebrating. The final whistle itself has not yet blown. Catalina Perez, the goalkeeper, clears it from the deck, right-footed up to the halfway line. Diana Ospina helps it on further. Surely Jamaica are out of time here. There'll be enough to take the throw. Blackwood, short to Drew Spence. Had her header gone in, it might have changed everything for Jamaica tonight. Here's an opportunity Shayna Matthews, 5 yards outside the penalty area. Can they get a shot away? True spins with her back to goal. Defenders swarming around her. Do or die now for Jamaica. Blackwood sends it in. Hail Mary. Flick on header. Saved by the goalkeeper Catalina Perez. And that should be it for Colombia now.
I'm rocking back in my chair. I'm nearly jumping up. You think it's gonna be a chance and goal. Atlanta Primer, she flicks it on, but Perez comes out brave to claim it.
6 minutes now elapsed. There was supposed to be 5. The Colombian bench is screaming for the full-time whistle to blow. The Australian referee is having none of it though. We play on in Melbourne. 1-0 to Colombia. But there it is now. The final whistle. And for the first time ever, Colombia are into the quarterfinals of a Women's World Cup. The goal from Uzme class. And they will now take on England in the last 8 at the weekend. Colombia 1, Jamaica 0.
It's lovely to see. You know, obviously it's sad for Jamaica because, again, either team would have gone through today and they'd have created history from going through. But you're looking at it, like I did say, it's going to take one moment of brilliance, which is what it's done. It's taken one moment of brilliance to separate the two teams today. Both had chances after that goal to get another goal. But Colombia, they do well to hold off and get through.
So, Chile, and you're going to be asked this question a few times over the next few days, having watched this Colombian team now, what are the dangers that England need to be particularly aware of?
I think they need to be aware of Ramirez, Casado. You know, they're two top players who everything that has happened today for Colombia in this game have gone through them. You know, so England need to be aware of keeping them quiet. But, you know, as well with Colombia, they're very physical. You know, they like to get their foot stuck in. They're not afraid to get their foot stuck in. But they've been brilliant today. Brilliant.
Fantastic scenes in Melbourne. The celebrations for the ecstatic Colombians. Disappointment and tears for the Jamaicans, whose World Cup is over. They gave it everything right until the very, very end, but could not get the goal. They depart this tournament having only conceded once in 4 games, Gilly.
Yes, it's an incredible stat, and it's disappointing not to see them get through. It'd have been interesting, really, if you'd have seen them have that formation to start the game with, rather than be a bit more disciplined and be a bit more reserved with the 5 across. Why not go to the 4-3-3, which I think in the second half really suited them and it gave them their chances. But they've had a fantastic tournament, and a tournament that they can be really proud of.
Well, England, beware. Catalina Uzme's goal was world class, and that's what England will be up against at the weekend. England against Colombia, 11:30 a.m. UK time, Saturday morning from Sydney. You can listen to it live on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. The quarter-final of the Women's World Cup in a tournament that is very soon going to be down to just 8 teams. France against Morocco to come up at 12 noon UK time. That is the last of the last 16 games. The winner of that one will take on the host Australia. Tonight, Steve Crossman is back on 5 Live Sport. We'll go round the grounds for the League Cup, which is underway this evening. And on 5 Sports Extra, we now have ball-by-ball commentary of Leicestershire Foxes against the Notts Outlaws. It's the one-day cup, and we can join the team now.